Ready? Alright. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Samila representing Sight Fitness, which means strength is for everyone. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody!
This is my lit sister, big sister Keeta.
What's
Here
up, y'all?
with me. We're about to have a lit conversation. We won't even know what we're going to talk about today, but we're going to get straight into it. So, here it is. Let's talk.
Well, this was my idea. I just figured that we should talk about Thanksgiving, what we're thankful for, how our year's been. We're about to bring in the new year. 2020 is about to be epic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, let's get started.
All right.
So, Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, I got here to my mommy's house, and my mom wasn't feeling good, so I knew I had to take over the role of cooking, which I did. And when I say it's tough, it's tough.
Gouda. Hey, that's an insider, y'all, because my mom, she's not feeling well. She decided to put Gouda on the macaroni and cheese. Oh boy, that was different. Let's just say that was different.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Right, very interesting.
So some things I'm thankful for. Let's see. Family, first and foremost. Just thank God every day for them. We have our little niece, two and a half. We would bring her out, but it's freezing out here.
9. Yeah, it's freezing in the Bay Area. Y'all.
Yeah.
It's cold. I'm wearing layers right now.
Just very thankful for her.
Yes.
She shined a bright light in all of our lives.
Absolutely.
When she has been born.
Yeah.
She's walking, talking, full conversations. To ask her a question and she'll respond. I love it. It's so much fun.
Absolutely, y'all. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a blessing. A new addition to our family. She's actually bringing out the youth of me. I just got finished playing a game with her and Hottie called Hot Potato with the Ball. So I just got a game started for them. Just got it set. It just makes me feel so much more youthful, more energetic, you know? That's what kids will do to you. So it's beautiful to have a new addition. But Keeta, how has your year been so far? Let's get straight into it.
Tough. It's been a tough year. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Basically, I've been struggling with fibroid symptoms. For those of you who don't know what these symptoms include, it include extreme cramps. I mean, cramping to the point to where you're curled up crying.
Yeah.
Because it hurts so bad. I was actually diagnosed. Well, they actually told me that I had it back in August. So now, I'm on the road to getting my surgery, baby.
Absolutely. I've been with Keeta every step of the day, guys. And when I say that she's a warrior and that she's strong, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I've been with her at her hospital visits, just random visits where she had to check herself in because she was in severe pain. I was with her to talk to the surgeon and everything. So the process is coming along well, guys. And I'm very proud of how strong my sister has been, very resilient throughout the duration of this process of dealing with this pain, this physical pain that carries on also into your mental and stuff.
It does.
So,
it does.
Keeta actually struggled with that, but the way she lifted herself up, guys, it actually lifted me up out of my depression. You know what I mean? It lifted me out of anxiety and things that I worry about sometimes, you know? So Keeta's very strong. So I'm so proud of her.
Thank you. We all go through things, but it just takes you to know that you're going to be okay. And that, at the end of the day, like she said, it can help somebody else. It helped her. It can help somebody else. So your story, your truth, it matters. So even when you feel like nobody's listening, someone's listening and someone's taking heed, and it's helping somebody. So no matter what you're going through, talk about it. Just talking about it is how I overcame what I'm going through. Because at first I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't want to talk about it, especially when my cramping first started back in, I know this might be too much information, back in March is when I've never had cramps, so cramping first started back in March. Horrible. And I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't know what was going on with anything that was happening. But once I found out, like, all we do is talk about it now. Like, even if I'm just feeling some type of way, I can text her, call her, and we talk about it.
Absolutely. And I'm learning so much about it and how to just be more understanding. Just because you're not going through something or the same situation doesn't mean that you have to be totally immune from it.
Right.
You know, there's people that'll be like, oh, I never went through that, so, you know, just blow it off. No.
Right.
Be human. At the end of the day, listen to people, hear them out. You can make their day just by listening, and you don't have to understand it because you didn't go through it, but just being an ear and being a heart, being there for people makes a big difference. So
it does.
Keeta's always there for me. I actually was talking to her last week about my seasonal depression, and Keeta was just there just to listen to me. I would call her randomly when I was having anxiety attacks in the store, just randomly, and you know, she would answer, and it would just calm me down just to hear her voice, you know. So you never know how powerful it is to actually speak to someone to you actually open up and do that. Don't bottle that stuff in, talk about it.
It's toxic when you bottle it in.
Very toxic.
Very toxic. Like it eats away at your insides. Like people don't like what you're feeling inside matters because it can hurt you physically without you even knowing why. Like, okay, I'm going through this, and now physically, like, I'm shutting down.
Yeah.
It can happen. Yeah. So once again, just talk about it, no matter what. Like, find someone who you trust enough to just talk.
Yeah.
About anything.
Absolutely. So I found myself, guys, losing my appetite, and I was like, oh shit, I'm already thin right now. I don't need to lose any more weight by not eating. So that's one of the symptoms of stress for me. Some people indulge in foods, but people like me, I don't like to eat when I'm stressed. And it actually helped for me to talk to Keeta about it. At first, I was immune to telling anybody about my anxiety and depression problems. I would just bottle myself up in the room and not be bothered, shut everybody out. But it actually made me feel better to know that I could talk to someone about it, even though that she didn't go through those things like I did. But you never know what people go through until you actually talk to them. You're like, you know what? I dealt with something similar. So we do have a lot in common. So you're never alone in this world.
Right, at all. So let's get right to it, because I've been watching some. I don't know if you guys watching her no fap videos.
Yeah.
I think she made like 1 or 2. I watched them.
How
is that going for you?
It's going. It's funny, y'all. She was laughing at me. When I first told her I was going this journey of no fap, which means no masturbation, no pornography. She was like, what? She was looking like, huh? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try it out, because I found myself kind of watching it too much, indulging in it. And I'm actually single right now, so it made me feel like a loser. Not saying that anybody does watch her masturbate. It's a loser. That's just my personal thing. It's going well. Good. Tomorrow marks exactly 1 month.
Good.
And I'm so proud of myself.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And it's actually not as hard. At first, it was very hard. Like the first couple weeks, I actually woke up in the middle of the night and found myself humping my bed. So I was just like, okay. I know that's probably TMI, but I got to keep it real. But now it's not hard. I just take cold showers and go on about my day. It's actually spiritually cleansing for me, just because I don't know, it's something about that purifies my body, and I just feel more energetic and lively, you know? I'm actually more productive not doing those things. So,
good.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
Girl, we got a lot to talk about. Did you want to talk about the Robin Crawford and Whitney Houston? I know you watched my video on that. What was your take on it when you saw me?
I've watched I've watched your YouTube video. I've watched the Jada Pinkett Smith and Robin Crawford
at the Red Table.
Yes,
I love that one.
Yeah, that's the only one I watch. I don't know about any of them other interviews that she did.
Yeah, she did one with Wendy, and I gotta say, Robin Crawford did smash on Wendy Williams.
Yeah, because
Wendy's talked so much trash about Whitney Houston back in the day. So.
Wendy Williams is so outspoken and stuff. So, I mean, if Robin felt she needs to smash, and so be it. Like I said, I only watched the Jada Pinkett Smith one because any other Red Table Talks I watch, Jada is so genuine with her words and understanding and has compassion for people. So
she does.
Hers was raw, very uncut, and I really liked it. So Samila made one.
Yep.
And I watched hers too, and I text her because after watching it, like it was so emotional to hear her talk about things that she's been. I mean, I know her story, but sometimes hearing her talk about it or to speak about it on camera is a different type of emotion. So I texted her and told her, hey, I watched your story. It was raw, it was uncut, it was unfiltered. It it was nice to watch, and I actually started crying. No problem.
Yeah.
I did. Like I'm such a crybaby. She always say the piano's about to play.
Yeah, it's like an emotional beat in my mind that plays when Keeta starts crying. Like, oh shit! Like the birthday cards I give her, like let me not write nothing too deep. That piano started playing, the emotional tunes, and it's beautiful though.
So but yeah, her video was nice, and in the video you mentioned that you wanted to write a book about your journey, your story,
Yes.
what you've been through, and I told her go for it. Like I know your story. I may not know some of the other shit that you've been feeling, like you don't tell me everything, so whatever emotions you've been feeling, I would love to read about it. I would.
Thank
And
you,
I
Keeta.
support her 100%. If it comes out, you guys go pick that up.
Absolutely,
I'm sure
guys.
it'll be a good read.
It's a lot, you know what I'm saying? I'm only 30, guys, but throughout my life, my journey, it's been so many different obstacles that I faced that were very challenging, and I think the most cleansing thing I could do at this point is actually put these things into words. And I was so motivated and inspired by Robin Crawford's book, because she was just so authentic in it. She no holds bars. It was when she was ready to tell her story, she told it, and it was so beautiful that it just made I feel like I was there when it happened. Like by reading, you ever read a book and you actually feel like you're there, you can just picture everything that's happening and whatever. I connected with this book in that way, so it was that deep for me. And I told you I had to take breaks from reading it because it's just so it's beautiful, but it's painful at the same time. I'm not done with the book yet. I'm gonna pass over to Keeta once I'm done.
Yeah,
but I already warned her
I haven't read it yet.
that it's a bit painful. More so painful for me with the same-sex things and struggling with self-identity issues coming up, Keeta, that you know about. We had to go to church, and the things I would hear in church would discourage me, discourage who I was.
It discouraged me too because I'm bisexual, and I don't have a problem saying that now. Like going to church, growing up, anyone who's grown up in the church is so difficult to be yourself because they preach this certain stuff into your ear and it makes you feel like such a bad, dirty person.
Right.
When that's who you are deep down inside. So every Sunday I would go to church, every Wednesday I would go to church, and I'm hearing like, oh, well, homosexuality is not good, and it's not good to do this, it's not good to do that. But at the end of the day, like, we're all only human. Like, even our pastors, we're only human.
Right. And I mentioned, Keeta, to the viewers on my last video that remember Pastor Wilson always talk so much about homosexuality, but now Mom told me he doesn't because his son is gay. So you guys see how that rolls out. So it's okay to say these hurtful things towards other people, but as soon as someone in your family or someone close to you is gay, it's just like, oh, let me hold off that subject. Let me talk about the Bible in a different way now. So I just feel like at church and religious views, they pick and choose what they want. There's always like a tussle.
Right.
If you see gay people in the audience or you suspect that they're gay, let's talk about this today.
Right.
Before, I will never forget. You remember I used to wear those ties?
Yeah.
They were female ties. I used to love my little black and pink striped tie.
Right.
I was sitting, I kid you guys not, I sat in like the second or third row, and he looked at me. The pastor actually looked at me, and then he started preaching about women wearing ties and all that, and I could have sunk under the seat because he was talking about me, guys. He was definitely talking about me, and it made me feel like shit. Like, you can't be yourself.
Right. I used to wonder why I would go. I mean, I know people go to church and cry, but I used to go and cry after he would preach because, again, I feel like he was talking towards me in particular because I was a partier back in the day. She can vouch for him. Like, I would go out Saturday and be up for church on Sunday.
I would go party too, guys. I was smoking weed, I was drinking and stuff, and that has nothing to do with my spirituality and who I am as a human being.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's like pure and, I'm not doing this and that. You enjoy your life if you can. If you are addicted to certain things, then that's when, help is needed.
Right.
If you're not addicted to certain things and you're not indulging a lot, you can enjoy yourself. I don't view myself as...
Live your life. That's all I'm going to say.
Exactly.
Just live your... I lived my 20s up until I was 22 was when I got into my serious relationship.
Yeah.
From the age of 18 to 22, I lived the hell out of my life.
Absolutely.
I did. And even now at the age of 33, like, I'm still living my life. I do have a boyfriend right now though, so I live my life with him. Like we go party together. It's a different level of partying and
as you should. Any way you want to party. If you're an adult and you could party and enjoy your life, why not do that?
Right.
You know, going there, piggybacking off what you said about the crying thing. I would cry a lot in there too, and it wasn't of tears of joy. It was always something sorrowful
or
like
hurtful.
Seeing people pass out, and it just wasn't like the energy does not lie. It does not matter what anyone is saying. If the energy is making you feel I used to feel super stiff in church.
Yeah.
How about you?
Super tight and uptight. Yes.
They say clap your hands. My hands are like to my side.
Yeah.
I swear that's how I used to clap. Like if I'm not there, I'm just like
right.
But in there, I used to be super stiff, and it makes so much sense. So yeah, like go based off your energy, guys. It doesn't matter where you are. If you feel like you're stiff in a certain situation, or you feeling frozen, you don't feel like you're being yourself or able to be yourself. 9 times out of 10, or 10 times out of 10, it's the energy around you. You don't even have to be yourself. Like you could feel off based off the vibe you're in. Yeah,
the vibe of others rubs off on you. Believe it or
yes,
not,
it does.
That's real. Like most people don't know that. That's why they say trust your intuition. That's real. Whatever you're feeling is real. It's not nothing to be taken lightly.
Absolutely.
A lot of people probably don't take that seriously because it's like, oh, I'm just feeling this way just because. No, you're feeling that way for a reason. So follow what you're feeling. Mind the energy that you keep, and your life will be so much better.
Absolutely, so true. Because society always tell us that like it's just we're crazy. If we're feeling a certain way, you're just acting out of character. It's your problem. You're just uptight. No, you're not. If you're tightening up in a situation, it's for a reason. So trust that. Like she said, trust your instinct. Your gut instinct is telling you something for a reason. You're not thinking it just out of nowhere.
And that's in every situation, whether it's at the church like we were talking about, whether it's in a relationship that you're in. Ladies, definitely trust your intuition because it's real. Whether it's even in relationships with family members, trust your intuition, trust that energy that person is giving you, because some of your family members, hell, I'm sorry,
we got
bad vibes from your family.
Yes, that's so true. We can't cover that up. And when you hug them, embrace them, you can feel that energy, and it's just like, oh my God, I can't wait to get home so I can just cleanse myself. You know what I mean, spiritually, because you can feel that energy is so heavy. Even at work, you can go to work. A lot of people, I don't want to go to work. I hate Mondays. Think deeply about that. Why do you hate Mondays? Is it because you got to deal with that fucked up boss or those employees that's going to rat you out, or that's watching you and going behind your back and telling on you? So go with your instincts. Energy does not lie.
So can we get in? This might be a little too deep. I don't know.
Keeta, let's talk about it. That's what we're here for.
Family members who manipulate, lie, and deceive their way to get something out of somebody.
Oh man, yes, we could definitely talk about that. Where should we start, Keeta? I just took a breath with you. I just felt myself. This
hits deep at home for both of us.
Yeah.
I don't want to rat nobody out or say no names or whatever the case is, but we both know what it is. So if you have that one family member who lies about certain things and tries to get you to believe them and to take their sides, don't do it, because at the end of the day, it makes you feel like shit. I know it makes me feel like shit, because I feel like I messed up a good relationship that should have been by trying to trust this person and believing what they were saying, when in reality it was lies.
It was the problem the whole time. Yeah,
it was their fault.
Absolutely.
It's really tough to. It is. It's tough because you want to love everybody in your family, right? Especially those closest to you. Right. You want to. But you know that you have to keep your distance from that person, because it's like they gonna fuck around and make you go insane. Like,
that energy. Once
again,
energy transpires, man, you can get sucked up into that. You could become a manipulator or a liar. You could adapt to energies around you, even though if you're not aware of that. And I feel like I have with the family member you're speaking of, because I know who she's speaking of. So be very mindful of that. I think in life we all have to be accountable for our actions, whether it's a family member or not. You can love your family members, but if you know how they are, don't try to protect that energy, because soon you will adapt to those same type of behaviors at the end of the day.
You can love somebody, but you don't have to like them. Believe that. That's the truth.
Yes.
It is.
We're dealing with that, so we know it's very tough to want to have your family members back and always trying to vouch for them, even though you know they're wrong. But once they start shitting on you, that's when you really start noticing, like, I can't do this anymore. This is so abusive. I'm being abused. I'm being manipulated, and I was being lied to all this time, thinking that you were in the right and the people you were dealing with were in the wrong.
Right.
In reality, that family member was wrong the whole time. So
the entire years.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say time. It's been years.
Yeah.
So we've been dealing with this for, we'll say, maybe a year and a half.
That we actually started noticing these behaviors and stuff. Yep.
So, and it's tough, you guys. Like, we don't know. We tiptoe around this person. When me and her, we can talk about anything. If she has a problem with the way I'm moving, then she lets me know, and vice versa. So, and there's no attitudes. There's no hurtfulness or anything, because I know that it's coming from a loving place.
Absolutely.
And you mean good by it. It's not you trying to attack me or, you know.
Exactly.
Some people will try to manipulate your mind to make you feel like you're attacking them. You're not. You're never attacking. Whenever you're trying to help somebody, it's not you attacking them. You're trying to help them be a better them.
Yeah.
But some people don't deserve that.
Yeah, and some people don't want to be helped, right? So it's just like a situation where you got to step back. Oh, I love you from afar, but I'm not going to engage in your behaviors and protect your behaviors and your character, because I know how you're moving, type of thing. So just be mindful of that too, guys. Even people that are close to you, they could be lying to you. You'll see behaviors and traits show up maybe a little later, as we did, and it was hurtful. And we were like, oh.
And these people, it could be. I'm talking with somebody close, like,
oh yeah,
what, your mother can be somebody, your father, anybody close to you, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, there are people in this world who are just pure evil. Don't want to say it like that. Did not mean it for it to come out. That's the word.
It's spirit.
It is.
So it is a spirit. It's a demonic spirit. So
those are the words that came out of my mouth. So I'm gonna own it. So I own it. There's people in this world who's pure evil, who don't give a damn about nobody but them,
but themselves. Yeah.
Who don't take advice, who don't take criticism, who don't listen to nobody because they think that the world owes them something. They think that they are above the law. They think that they are above the entire world. Like, nothing phases them.
Nothing could touch them
until something touches them, and then they be looking stupid and feeling stupid.
Or want those same people they shitted on. They want their help, right? That's usually how it goes. So we're not going to play those games anymore, and I'm glad that we actually noticed that and can sit down and talk about these things, because guys, if you don't have that sister or that brother, that relationship that we have, you need to get that with your siblings or with your cousin, whoever it is. You may not even deal with your siblings. Maybe you close to your cousins, but have that relationship where you can talk about these things.
I'm trying to. The relationship we have with our niece is important, because we want her to know that she can come talk to us about anything. Yeah. Whatever the case is, doesn't matter. So yeah, just be on the lookout for bad energies. That's it.
Yeah, because we also, piggybacking off what you talked about with our niece, we don't want her to have that thought that she can't come to us and talk about anything. Because growing up, we're going to keep it real today. We couldn't have these conversations with our parents about, like, how we felt inside, like with my sexuality, for example. I'm talking about this again because it's important.
I'm going to speak about it too.
And that's what touched on me about the Whitney Houston and Robin Crawford book. That's why Whitney Houston couldn't be herself, Keeta. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I do want you to read the book. And you will see, like, wow, there's such a huge comparison with Samila Smith and Whitney Houston. The celebrities. Celebrities go through shit too. They're just human.
Piggybacking on what you just said, as far as not being able to talk, we didn't talk to our parents about keeping it 100. Yeah. We didn't talk to our parents about sex. We didn't talk to our parents about drugs. Yeah. Maybe a little bit about drugs, but not, maybe cigarettes. That's probably it.
Well, Dad talked a little bit about it because of his recovery from drugs and alcohol. Yeah. So he did have those type of talks, but when it came to like boyfriends or girlfriends or anything, especially with my sexual orientation being queer, Like, I couldn't have these discussions because religion was holding me back, holding me captive. And it was so heartbreaking for me because, again, about Whitney Houston and Robin Crawford, they were together, and when Whitney Houston was 17, okay, but she had to stop because her mother interfered with that. Her mother was a popular gospel singer and stuff, and Whitney's household was fully gospel, and it just ruined her relationship with Robin Crawford, which caused her. It doesn't take a psychological. I'm tongue tied to his coat. It doesn't take a genius, we'd say genius, to figure that Whitney Houston made poor choices in men based off because she couldn't be who she wanted to be. Robin Crawford broke all this stuff down, and it made me think like I made poor choices too. I was not able to think for myself because, and my parents, I won't say parents, my dad was cool or whatever, but my mom, as long as I was with the man. Remember Frank? I talked about this in my last video about being drugged, and Keeta was there for everything. She did not want to deal with that.
I never liked him. And it's not because of who she was dating, because I knew that she liked women. Okay, let's just say that. So it's not because she was dating a man. No, it's just again, see, once again, everything comes back to energy.
Yep.
His energy around me was just off. It was. It made me feel funny. So when I don't remember the story because it's been a while, but whenever I got that phone call or text message about him doing whatever he did to her, I wanted to kill him. Deep down inside, like, I wanted to murder him.
Wow. I didn't know.
Because that's my family. Like, this is my sister.
Yeah.
Like, you fuck with her, you fuck with me, and this is real. Like, so... And then, so for our mother was the one who encouraged her to continue dating him after everything he did to her.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't agree with it, and it was only because she knew deep down that Samila was queer and didn't want to date a man. So she didn't give a damn whether or not she got raped or not. Let's just say, put it out there.
Yeah, because that's where it was leading to. It was leading to.
And you know, it's funny because we both said this. That was because our uncle had just passed. So our uncle saved her that night.
Yes, he did.
Because he was drugged, and he never regained his full self. So I truly believe in spirit. I believe in all this powerful, godly, well, I don't want to say godly, but our heritage, our ancestors. I truly believe in that type of stuff. So he was there protecting her, watching over her, making sure that dude didn't hurt her.
Yeah, he definitely did, guys, because I'm getting emotional talking about it, but it's good that I'm talking about it. It's very cleansing. Uncle Glenn helped me. He got me out of that situation safely. Nothing happened to me. And I was able to escape that. Because I don't know what could have happened to me. Yeah. So that's a real life situation that, you have to leave that energy. And I'm glad that you talked about how you felt deeply about him, because I didn't know. All I knew is you didn't like him. I just didn't know why. But see, you were more in tune with your energy and paying attention than what I was. You've always been like that, because Keeta used to always watch Law and Order, y'all, a lot. She would sit up and watch that. I still do. Even as a little kid.
Criminal Minds, Law and Order, SVU. Those are my two shows.
So she kind of had she had a very strong instinct of who is giving off negative energy, negative, terrible vibes.
Who to trust and who not to trust.
Yes.
He
was very big on that. She's always closed. We used to share a room. She's always closed the curtains. Let me close these curtains before changing our clothes or something. Close the curtains. Hold on. But it means a lot that we're having this conversation right now, and I really appreciate this, Keeta. It's been long overdue, so I'm glad we're actually doing this right now to get these things out.
Yeah.
To share.
My idea. I just figured, for Thanksgiving you've been doing your YouTube videos, so I just want to appear as a special guest. I will give y'all my YouTube information. I haven't posted my videos where you can go and hear more, as I spoke about a little bit about my fibroid situation. Like, I speak in depth about that. It's a journey. It has been a journey for me. I haven't posted my videos yet. I'm waiting until I get that phone call about when my surgery date will be, and like leading into surgery, leading into recovery, leading into childbirth. All those videos will be posted. I've been making them. That I just been keeping them to myself.
Absolutely, till you're ready.
So yeah.
So and once she's ready, I will post them, guys, underneath my description, so you guys will be able to check it out.
Yeah. So I think that's about it.
That wraps it up for me too.
That's it.
We did it. Thank you so much, Keeta.
No problem.
All right.
It's awesome.
All right, y'all.
Follow me on IG, Real Miss J.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Follow me on, what else do I have? Snapchat, J_Capricorn86. My YouTube name is, I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, once you have it up, I will put it up for everybody.
So
you have a Twitter?
No. I got locked out of my Twitter, guys. I don't know what I forgot my password and they won't let me back in.
All these social media sites, guys. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We had a great time discussing everything. Remember to get everything off your chest, follow your energy. What you got, Keeta?
Just love yourself first.
Absolutely.
That's it. Like,
absolutely.
I'm going to say this to close it out. When I got out of my 5-year relationship, I went 3 years without dating anybody seriously because I wanted to find me. I wanted to figure out who I was before I gave my all to somebody else. And lo and behold, the dude I'm dating now, he just appeared into my life. He's my best friend's husband, best friend, if that makes sense. So yeah, we used to just kick it and things, it turned into something more. But from the jump, I told him, like, I'm not looking for a relationship, but your, again, energy, his energy is awesome. Like, he may not talk a lot. Mila always laugh about that.
No, Brother Chase. Shout out to Brother Chase if you watching this. What's up, man?
But he talks to me. He helps me. He comforts me. He does what he needs to do as a man for me. So that's all that matters. But again, love yourself first, and love will find you naturally. That's it.
All right. Peace.
Bye.